Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to the October 21st virtual meeting of Chatham's Historic Business District Commission. My name is Daniel Silver. I am the current chairman. Hopefully this meeting will unfold as follows. After Sarah Clark, the Central Permitting Coordinator, reads the Governor's directives concerning these meetings, we'll have a roll call of the members who are present. And once that is done, then the first order of business will be the minutes. As soon as those are approved, we'll move right on to the applications. And we ask that when our clerk, Sam, reads your application, that you speak up and let us know that you are present. Give a brief synopsis of your proposed project, and then we'll move it on to the members for discussion. Sarah, do you want to read the directive?
Please note this meeting is being recorded and will be available shortly hereafter for scheduled and on-demand viewing on any smartphone or tablet device. If anyone else is recording the meeting, please notify the chairman. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the Open Meeting Law, General Law 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 23, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in any one place, this meeting of the Historic Business District Commission is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to listen to this meeting while in progress may do so by calling the phone number 1-508-945-4410, conference ID 358-813-119#. Despite our best efforts, we may not be able to provide for real-time access, and we will post a record of this meeting on the town's website as soon as possible.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, as I said, we'll do a roll call of the members who are present. We'll start with Darcy. Are you here, Darcy Sequin?
Darcy Sequin's here.
All righty. Sam Stribert, are you here?
Sam Stribert is here.
All right. Robert, are you here? Robert Burns?
Bob Burns is here.
All righty. Doug Grattan, are you here?
Doug Grattan is here.
All right. Steve DeBoer, are you here?
Steve DeBoer is on, yes.
All right. As I said, my name is Dan Silver, so we definitely have a quorum. All right. As I said, too, the first order of business will be the minutes, and then we'll move on to the applications. And those are the minutes of October 7th. Are there any comments? If so, please identify yourself before you speak.
Darcy Sequin has no comments.
Okay, Sam?
Sam Stribert has no comments.
All right, Bob?
Bob Burns, no comments.
All right, Steve?
Steve, no comments.
Doug?
Doug Grattan, no comments.
Neither do I. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as written?
Doug Grattan will make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
All right, do we have a second?
Darcy Sequin will accept second the motion.
All righty then. We're all set to vote, I guess, on this. I won't ask for further comments because no one has any. All right. Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
All right. Steve?
Steve DeBoer approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Stribert approves.
And I do as well, Dan Silva. Very good. Okay, as I said, too, we'll now move right on to the applications. And Sam, our first one is what?
Continued hearing, sign 20-063, Pates Restaurant, care of Signorama, application to install a wall sign located at 1260 Main Street. And I have no documentation about it complying with the sign code.
Very good. Thank you, Sam. All right. Sarah,
Dan,
you said that
this is Sarah. Yep. So the previous sign proposal had complied. they have installed a temporary sign so the board members were able to see what it may look like. I will need dimensions to be able to process the sign permit itself. So Dan from Pates, I will need to get that information from you so we can include it in our notes and I can adjust the sign application that has been submitted.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so what would you like us to do? Vote on this or not?
You can go ahead and proceed with the application. As stated, the applicant has applied a temporary, they've
Right.
whitewashed the walls so that way the
Right.
board could see what it would look like.
All right, let's find out what's going on here. Steve, do you have a comment about this particular application? 063.
Yes, I do, and I appreciate the applicant's efforts to try to work with us and get this straightened out. The only thing that I would like to see is to maybe make the word Pates a little bit smaller, so that you can squeeze some shutters or something next to that window, just so it's sort of consistent with the rest of the windows, or it's just a very flat white wall. So just somehow to get a little contrast on that wall.
All right, let's see what Doug says. Doug?
Doug Grattan, I would agree with what Steve says. I think it needs a little something. I like the white. I like the blue lettering in the sign. Again, I think Pates could be a little bit smaller and put a couple shutters there. I think that would certainly add to the presence.
Okay, Robert?
Yeah, Dan, thanks for doing this. I drive by the building about 10 times a day. I agree with shutters, blue shutters. That's very stark looking. And I think the point size could be a little bit smaller. Also, instead of painting on the wall, I would rather recommend raised lettering. And I'd also recommend maybe a gold surround raised around Pates and the other food and drink. So I think the raised lettering instead of the painting would look a lot better.
Okay.
All right, Sam has to say, and then we'll move on to the applicant. Sam?
Yes, I agree. I thought Bob's recommendations were right on. I think it was just a terrible precedent to just have people paint a wall white and then add their names. It seems to me that then the sign area is the whole wall. I mean, you can subtract the window, of course, but I don't think we want in Chatham people to just paint their name on the wall and let go with that. And so, although I think it has a modern look and it has a complementary look to their wall sign, I agree with all those ideas, but I would rather have seen Pates as on a rectangle, or somehow the actual letters being the sign. And so that's my feeling.
Okay, what does the owner think of those recommendations?
Well, I completely agree with the recommendation that we put shutters there. As I look at it, there certainly is something missing, and I think it would certainly be in keeping with what we've done with the rest of the building. I'm not opposed to some sort of raised lettering. It might even make it pop a little more than the paint. but I just want to make sure, because there's been quite a few different recommendations, I just want to make sure that I leave here with the proper marching orders. But generally speaking, to add shutters on each side of the window and decrease the size of the lettering proportionately makes perfect sense to me.
All right, so it's a question of what the style letters for you?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think I would have to go back to the sign people and say, you know, what do you think would look the best, and what can we install on top of those bricks and you know, and have it stand the test of time and serve its purpose.
Yeah, it's done quite often around. We're not unfamiliar with the raised letters, so
Yeah.
I think that's an excellent idea.
What material do you like to see for those letters?
We can condition this such that you are to approve it with a condition that you are going to put shutters on either side of that window. The problem then is we also come on what color the shutters are going to be. Blue, I assume, like the
Well,
rest
the
of us,
shutters
right?
the shutters would be blue, yes.
Yeah, okay. And then it's a question of the raised letters. Now you're going to make what smaller? I think one gentleman.
Sorry, to
Gotta make the name Pate smaller. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Dan,
Well, it
I have a
sounds like it.
suggestion.
Sure.
Dan.
Yep.
Darcy?
This is Darcy. Would you consider coordinating the Pates part with your sign? I mean, that's a beautiful sign that you have out there. Would you consider possibly a blue background and making it smaller like the other commissioners said? I'm okay with the food and drink part of it. But I think that would really make it pop if you could put a background on the white brick. What do you think?
Well, I'd have to. I'm not the best person in the world at visualizing things. So when I think that we're going to have blue shutters there, and then we might have a blue background next to it, I'd kind of have to look at a rendering of that.
Okay.
Because I don't know whether it would completely throw the symmetry off. I mean, I'm not opposed to it at all, because I think that the blue background, I don't know, right now we have blue lettering, so we'd have to change the letters to white. And then it
Right,
would
just
be,
like your sign.
so you're saying doing that on both sides?
No, I was just saying with the Pates, but you ask the other commissioners what they would think. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going a long ways here. Yeah, my suggestion at one time too was that Pate sign that's on the road. I know you have problems with the telephone pole. Was there a reason why you just didn't take that sign and put it on the side of the building where Pate's is?
Well, I mean, I think we need a road sign. The problem is that there's a pole in the line of sight, whether you're coming east or west,
Right.
until you're kind of pretty close to on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, well, my suggestion at this point is that that we make a motion that is conditioned such that you'll come back with you'll put the shutters on either side of the window, and that you'll come back with some raised letter samplings.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, could we approve?
Just saying,
Oh,
we've
excuse me.
done other raised letters that are they're vinyl letters, or they're plastic, clear Lexan numbers or words, letters. So you shouldn't have a problem coming back with something that's as a raised letter. That's pretty easy to, because there's really one common type that lasts in this environment.
Okay.
Could the members please provide the applicant with size details as to how much you would like the letters to be raised? That way, if it does get continued, he can come back with an application that, or come back with a rendering that satisfies the board.
I think the Chatham Village Market has raised lettering on their wall signs, do they not?
They do. Both the
So-
CVS and the Chatham Village Market
I don't
were
CVS
approved for the raised letter.
I don't believe the CVS does. Maybe they do, maybe, but I don't. I think we got into a little tiff with Mr. Litchfield over that. I know that the Chatham Village Market does.
Why don't I do this? Why don't I consult with Signorama? We'll put the shutters up, and then, you know, we'll have the, you know, kind of the canvas to either side of the shutters, and we'll just make everything fit proportionately with raised letters, and I'll either come back to you and show you what that looks like, or whatever you want.
Well, if you're willing to do that, that sounds like the best way out of this. So that you're on your way, you're well on your way. So if you're willing to do that, I would just ask for a continuance until our next meeting, which is when, Sarah?
November 4th.
November 4th at 4:30. And at that time, you'll come back with, or have what, some samples for us? The shutters will be up.
Yeah, I'll have the shutters up, and I'll have a rendering, and what do you want, samples of what we're going to use?
Yeah, just a renderings of it. Yeah, like you've been doing, a rendering of what you've already done, and then a sample of the letter. Yeah.
Well, the sample may be difficult, Dan, only because we're not in our typical format where the
Right.
letter can be passed around. So what I would suggest is if
Well,
he's
he can
doing
put
a
that-
raised letter, he can have it dimensioned to let us know whether it's a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, how much it's going to be raised off the building. Those types of details would be appropriate for the board.
You're
Okay.
right, Sarah. This is Dan. You got two issues here. It's how far off the walls the letters are going to be and how deep the letters are themselves.
Okay.
So would it be appropriate for him to put 1 or 2 letters in the foyer of the town office, or is that locked?
Typically, well, the main town hall, the vestibule is open. You can't get into town hall.
Right. Not town
But
hall, well, yeah, way too far,
The
yeah.
public
Community
could, not community development. Our office is closed to the public, only
Right.
by appointment on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's why I'd suggested a rendering giving those types of details of the letters. Unless one of the board members has an alternative, to be able to, you can't sort of touch and feel things the way you normally would. So that's my only concern.
I like Sarah's suggestion.
All right, Darcy?
I'm good with a rendering of it.
Okay, Sam?
I'm good with the rendering.
Okay, Bob?
I'm good with the rendering, and I'm sure that Signorama has done this before.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Oh, Yep.
And I agree with you, Dan. You want this thing to, as you bring it off the wall, you want it to pop a little bit.
Exactly.
And so I think they must have the expertise.
Yeah, okay, Doug?
Doug Grattan agrees with the rendering.
Okay, Steve?
I agree with the rendering. I think it's a good start.
Good, well, you're on your way, sir. So if you will request a continuance to our next meeting, which Sarah says is November 4th. Sarah, is that correct?
Actually, give me 1 second. Just to make sure I'm not mixing HPDC. No, it is November 4th.
Okay, all right.
Excellent. So I'd like to request a continuance till November 4th, at which time I will have a rendering for you to look at with the size of the letters and how far they're going to protrude from the building.
Okay, and the shutters will be up at that time, right?
Correct.
Okay, very good. All right. I need a motion to accept the request.
Doug Grant will make a motion to accept the request as presented.
Do we have a second?
Darcy Sequin seconds it.
All right, very good. We'll go through voting. Sam?
Sam Scribert approves.
Okay, Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Steve?
Steve DeBoer approves.
Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Okay, Sam? I guess you did, right?
Yeah, I can't vote twice.
Okay. And Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
Okay, and I do as well, Dan Silva. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Moving
thank you,
along.
commissioners.
Thank you, Dan.
We'll get that done. Very good. All right. Sam, where are we now?
Now we're on to the current applications of signs. 20-084, Chatham Dress Code, care of Jonathan Guevara. Application to install a hanging wall sign located at 585 Main Street.
Very good. What does the sign agent have to say, Sam?
The sign agent, it says the proposed hanging wall sign complies with the sign bylaw.
Thank you. All right. Do we have the applicant? Or a representative? Is there anybody there, Sarah?
Yes, it does look like the applicant is here. He just needs to unmute himself.
All right.
Jonathan Guevara is here.
Oh,
Can you guys hear me now?
yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Have we lost them? Oh, there we go.
Hear you.
Hello, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
afternoon.
So Jonathan, I'm going to share my screen with the logo of the sign, and you would just present the application to the board.
Okay.
Back up a little bit so that we can see your face.
Yeah, so
You-
so we are proposing to install, well, actually, this is we had a temporary sign in there already. And this will be just to make it permanent.
All right, so you have a photograph of that in the application, correct?
Correct.
Dan's
The photograph there of the current temporary sign.
All
Already
right.
how it's installed. That wouldn't change if the application is approved. The sign will stay as it is.
Okay, let's find out what they think. Steve, you got any comments about this particular application?
No, I think it's a nice looking sign. I see there's some lighting there, which looks like it was probably existing. What's the timing of that lighting? Does it stay on all night, or is it shut off at a particular time?
It can be set to any time. Right now, I think it's set to start around 8 p.m. and turns off around 5 a.m.
Okay, all right, thank you. But it's a nice looking sign. Is that an existing bracket, or is that a new bracket also?
The bracket is new.
Okay. That's it. I think it's a nice looking sign.
Thank you.
All right. Doug?
Doug Grattan here. I like the sign. Looks good. I'm okay with it.
Okay. Robert?
I like the sign. It looks really good.
Okay. Sam?
I tried to find the store. Where is 585?
Where the old Bella jewelry store used to be,
Okay,
across from.
from where?
From Pentimento, I believe it's called, the store that is
Okay,
across the street.
all right. I have a vague idea, but I probably went by it a little too fast. I have no
Sam,
objection.
it was the store that used to have the pink awnings.
Yeah. Okay. I have no questions. I think it's going to be very attractive.
Okay. Darcy?
Darcy Sequin, yeah, I agree. I think it's a great sign. Colors are great. Everything fits in with the rest of the shops.
Yeah, I have no whatsoever either, Dan Silver. All right, is there a motion to accept the application as written, as presented?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 20-084, Chatham Dress Code, care of Jonathan Guerrera. Application to install a hanging wall sign located at 585 Main Street as presented.
Darcy
All right, is
Sequin
there a
will
sec-
second the motion.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. Oh, further discussion among commission members. Last chance. Steve?
I have no other questions.
Doug?
Doug Grattan has no questions.
Robert?
No further questions. Bob Burns.
Sam?
No questions.
Okay, Darcy?
Darcy Sequin, no questions.
I haven't got any further questions either. You ready to vote? Okay, Steve?
I vote to approve.
All right. Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Robert?
Bob Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Stratford approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
And Dan Silver does as well. Very good, excellent. Moving on to the next one, Sam.
Yes.
Thank you.
20-086. The bagel shop. The bagel shop, care of Hunter Tuccio. Application to install a wall sign located at 400 Main Street. And the sign coordinator says that the sign complies.
All right, very good, thank you. All right, do we have the applicant or representative, Sarah?
We do have the applicant with us.
All righty.
Hunter's here. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, thank you.
What can you tell us about the sign?
So basically, I believe I actually have I'm sorry, I believe I submitted a different photo for the sign.
That's the one that we ended up getting. Remember, there were some issues with the mail. So I believe it was just the wall sign that you're proposing to do.
Yeah, it's the wall sign, but it has a white background. It's essentially the same sign, but just with the white background, essentially. So it's exactly that. It just has a white background instead of the lettering like that. It's basically all built into one sign.
All righty, let's find out what the commission thinks about it. Steve?
I think we got a supplemental email yesterday with the color chips on it. Because I think the picture that we originally got, the blue is fairly bright, but what we got yesterday seems like a darker blue, which I'm more in favor of. I'm assuming that this is going to have a panel behind the lettering now. It's going to be like a hanging wall sign.
That's correct, sir. Yeah, it'll be all. The letters will be built into the sign, so painted, not painted, printed right on the sign, so they won't stick out or anything.
Okay, but it'll be the darker color blue, because I think there's another business there that also has blue in their logo, so I'm hoping it's not gonna clash.
It's a pretty dark blue. I wouldn't go on the color code, not what's actually the color in the photo that we're looking at. In terms of what the printing company gave me, that shade.
I know it's difficult because even when I printed out the secondary, the email that we got yesterday, it looks different from the way it looks on the computer than what came out on the printer. So I know printing it is difficult sometimes.
If you like, I can stop sharing my screen and pull up the Pantone colors and then reshare it so you can see both the Pantone colors for the blue and the orange.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it on the computer, so I think the darker color would look better.
Okay.
Thank you, Sarah. Doug?
I have no questions. I understand the darker blue and I agree with it.
Okay. Robert?
A question on the application. It says it's a gold hex color. Is that the orange color or is it a different color?
Yeah, it's an orange color. It was in between a gold and an orange, but it's orange.
It is orange. And then does the blue?
It is orange, not gold.
Okay, does the blue, Steve had mentioned that there's another sign there on the building. Does that clash with that sign, the blue? You know? Did you hear the question?
I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if that was directed to me. I don't believe it clashes with the other sign in the building. It's just my opinion.
Okay. No further questions.
Okay, Sam?
Is the sign consist of, if you go back to the photograph, I think that's great that you got the Pantone color. The frying pan with the bagel in there or whatever it is, that part of the sign?
Yes, that's part of the sign. That's technically our logo, but it's built into our name of the store.
Okay, so that's included in the area of the sign. Okay.
That's correct, yes.
All right, did I miss anybody? Darcy?
Yeah, I'm fine with everything. This is Darcy.
Okay, I haven't got any questions at this time. So would anybody like to make a motion to accept the application as presented?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 20-086, the Bagel Shop, care of Hunter Tuccio, application to install a wall sign located at 400 Main Street as presented.
This is Darcy Sequin. I will second the motion.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Further discussion among commission members. Last chance. Steve?
I have no other questions.
Doug?
Doug Grattan has no other questions.
Bob?
Burns, no further questions.
Okay, Sam?
No question. Sam started.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin, no questions.
All right, ready to vote then. We'll start with Steve again. Steve?
I vote to approve.
Okay. Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Schreiber approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves. Good luck to you.
All right, and
Thank
Dan
you.
Silva does as well. All right, thank you. So we're done on that one. Moving along.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. Thank you. That's going to be nice.
Yeah, look
All
forward
right,
to joining the
Sam.
town.
We're down to 20-086. 8-0, right?
You want me to read the next one? Additions, alterations, 20-080, Michael Norcross. Application to replace roofing and siding and construct an addition on the dwelling located at 2300 Main Street.
Very good. Do we have Michael here yet, Sarah?
We do.
Is Sam still talking?
Oh,
No, Mr. Norcross, we just need to have you do your presentation, and you can scroll through or have me scroll through the application so we can show the board members the different the different elevations that you're proposing.
Okay. Now,
turn on your camera.
is the camera on? Yeah. So do you see me?
Yes, oh yes.
Okay. So anyways, Mike Norcross. So I propose to put new roofing and siding on my existing house, and out on the west side of the house, I want to do an 8x24 addition, which will be a combination. Addition will be a mudroom, kitchen addition with a small farmer's porch. Then on the east side, there's going to be a 16x16 family room. Then it's going to be going on to a 24x36 garage barn. So on the east side, it's going to be going on pretty decent size. So I don't know what you would like me. So there's a floor plan of the family room going on to the garage right there. In the pitch, well, I don't know how you want me to go through. It goes through each plan. We're going kind of quick here. So I'm doing the work myself. I've been a carpenter for 40 years. So this is like my own little project. So it's my own house, and I'm doing my own work. And I plan to make it my shop to work in on the road, and plan to retire down here in a few more years down the road and try to do my own. And this is, expand on the Cape.
So Michael, one of the things, I'm just going to jump in as Sam Stryber here. Would help us if you describe what the project will look like. These are framing plans, schematics.
Yeah.
And there's no way, I mean, I can read between the lines and see the corner boards and the shingles, and I can do that, but maybe other people can't. And so just a little description of what this will look, what are the materials, how do they match the house, and things like that.
Well, no, I have that on the first 2 pages. There's elevations. So on the very first page, there's an elevation of the garage. So
okay, but shingles aren't vertical lines.
Well, what that is, on the garage, I'm going with board and batten. Going with board and batten. So I have a description on page. Let me get the description. I have a description of everything I'm doing that I wrote down on page I have a description of all the materials. Oh, just went past it. Right there is a description of all my materials that I'm using. Like on the garage siding, 1x12 pine board and batten with 1x8 fascia and 1x8 rake. So on the garage, that's why I'm showing the vertical lines. So on the garage, I'm going with board and batten because I want to separate the garage barn from the rest of the house. And on the last pages, if you look at my existing house that has white cedar shingles, that's what the kitchen mudroom addition is going to look like in the family room. I'm going to match the existing fascias, rakes, and corner boards exactly with the existing house. So basically, the mudroom kitchen addition on the west side and the family room is going to match the existing house. All the trim details, the same white trim details, and the natural white cedar, all that exactly the same, except on the barn, I want to go with white with 1x12 board and batten because it's a barn and I want to separate it.
Dan, do you have any further questions or comments?
No more comments.
All right, Steve?
Just are you replacing the siding shingles on the house as well, or is that just staying the way it is?
No, I was going to replace them because the house is built in 1990 and everything's all original. So all of the existing roof is 3-tab roof shingles, so it's past its age, and all the existing trim is all rotted. And especially on the southern side, I'm going to replace that, all the white trim, all the white cedar. So I'm going to change that out also.
It's a big project, but I'm jealous of your garage space. But
well, it's like this is I've had the house 10 years, and it's like I've been planning it, and this is something I really want to do. So, I'm a carpenter. I want to build a nice shop. So this is, yeah.
Very good. I have no other questions. Good luck.
Thank you.
Dan, are you there?
Steve? Yep.
I just asked a few questions. I'm all set.
Okay, Doug?
I have no questions.
All right, Sam, do you have any further? Bob?
No questions from Bob Burns.
Okay, Darcy?
Yeah, Darcy Sequin here. I have a couple questions. On your farmer's porch, is that be on sonotubes?
Yes.
Okay. And the board and batten, are you painting that? Is that going to just remain natural?
No, I actually, on the very last page, I'm going with a stain. Yeah, on the very last page, there's a arbor coat. Yeah, there it is. So it's
Okay.
It's a very clear gray. So it's good. It's basically going to be natural, but it's going to have a light gray hue. It's going to be a light gray.
Okay. And your trim, is that wood or ASAC?
On the garage?
Yeah.
On the garage, it's going to be all wood.
Okay. All right. That's all I have.
Yeah.
All right, I have some questions. It seems that you have on your spec sheet 1x6 PVC rake.
Yeah, on the house in the family room and mudroom.
Is that what's on the barn now?
On the house, yes.
It's on the house 1x6. Is there a second member on there?
Yes, there's 1x2.
Okay.
Yes, so there's
And
1x2, yes.
are you going to match all the existing door and window trim?
Yes, well, there is no window trim on the existing house, so I'm not going on the new stuff. I'm not going to go with any trim around the windows because there's none on the existing house. It shakes up to the windows.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well, shingles, not shakes, but
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty then. You got all these colors. All right. All right. Any further questions from the Christian members? Steve, Doug, Bob, Sam, Darcy?
Nothing.
No.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Do we have a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 20-080. Michael Norcross, application to replace roofing and siding and construct additions on dwelling located at 2300 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin, I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion is made and seconded. Obviously, there's no further questions from the board members. All right, you ready to vote? Darcy?
Darcy's in favor.
Okay, Sam?
Sam Stryver in favor.
Okay, Robert?
Bob Burns in favor.
Okay, Doug?
Doug Grattan in favor.
Okay, Steve?
Steve DeBoer is in favor.
Okay, and I am as well, Dan Silver. Very good, excellent, thank you.
thank you, sis.
That was
Later.
clear. All right, Sam, what does that leave us?
Application 20-083, Paul Flynn, care of My Generation Energy. Application to install solar panels on the dwelling located at 48 Cross Street.
All right, I think this is, we know we've been through this several times. All right, do we have a representative?
Yes, Andrew Wade.
Proceed.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, you got me. Sarah, do
Do we
you
have good?
have me?
Yep, we can hear you just fine, Andrew. So if you can please just present
Is
what
that-
you're
does that work?
proposing to do. Yep, go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so this application, I know that it was a new build, new construction, and this is just in front of you recently, so should be fresh in your mind. This is a proposal for 19 panels on the west-facing roof of the building, which is the back of the house. The panels are all black panels, typically as you requested and as we've done in the past. The racking will be flush with the end of the panels. There will be no exterior conduit running down the side of the building because of new construction. We easily have the ability to keep all of the conduit inside the building. I just confirmed with the builder that the asphalt shingles making up the roof will be a dark gray. I believe it's the pewter wood. So that should blend in nicely with the all black shingle. And included in the package were a few photos taken from the street. Of course, building is not there, but the existing building was. And again, it's on the back of the building, so should be limited visibility from any public way or even any abutter for that matter.
Okay, thank you. We've dealt with this gentleman before, I believe. Darcy, would you like to lead us off?
I have no questions. Darcy Sequin.
Okay, Sam?
Only question I have is the electrical feed should not go in a white PVC container. It should be gray, some attempt to have the white electrical feed down to the basement be some color that will match or be close to, attempt to be close to the surrounding shingles, if it's possible.
Yeah, there will be no exterior conduit. It will be run inside.
It'll be run inside. Okay. That's the only question I have.
All right. Robert?
Bob Burns, no questions.
Okay. Doug?
Doug Grattan, no questions, looks great.
Steve?
Steve DeBoer, no questions.
Okay. I haven't either. We've dealt with this gentleman in the company before, so I haven't got any questions. All right. Is there a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application number 20083, Paul Flynn, care of My Generation Energy. Application to install solar panels on the dwelling located at 48 Cross Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin seconds the motion.
All right. We have a motion that has been seconded. Further discussion amongst any commission members? Steve, Doug, Bob, Sam, Darcy?
No questions.
No, thank you.
No? Okay. All right, let's vote. Steve?
I vote to approve as presented.
All right. Doug?
Doug Grattan approves.
Okay. Bob?
Bob Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Sparber approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
And I approve as well, Dan Silver. Very good. Excellent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, Sam.
We have a final application in additions and alterations, 20-085 Brat Ventures, care of Tim McElroy. Application to replace doors and windows on the dwelling located at 2388 Main Street.
Very good. And who do we have, sir?
We have the owner of the property, Mr. McElroy, with us. And I was going to start with the photos of the dwelling, if that's acceptable.
All righty.
So Tim, you'll just need to unmute yourself and explain to the commissioners what you're proposing to do.
Okay, so half of the structure already has new Harvey windows. So we're just looking to replace the windows on this half of the home with Harvey windows to match what's already there. Same on this, the old wood windows. So we're doing new windows, new doors, and I included a paint sample for the shingles. So the structure is not visible from the road. We're set back a ways, and there's a line of trees.
Text message.
It's hard to see that paint sample, but it's Atlantic blue. It's like it's almost like a navy blue. I actually got it. There's another house on Tabitha Terrace in Chatham where I saw this color that I really liked.
And we do have cut sheets for all of the windows and doors that are proposed.
Yes.
Which I can scroll through if the commission wants me to.
Very good. All righty, let's see what the commission thinks of this. Steve?
I think it's a nice project. Are the windows all going to have sills under it? Because it looks like some windows on the house have sills and some don't. Is there going to be any consistency there?
Well, yeah, my plan is to match everything. There is a lot of weirdness that trims are different sizes, and I'm gonna make everything uniform.
Okay. Thank you.
Doug?
My question I have, is there any grills going in any of the windows at all? They used to be 1/1.
I prefer grills, but the windows that are existing don't have any grills. So I'm doing grills in the doors to make up for that. But I'm hoping to just match what is there.
That sounds reasonable. No more questions.
Okay. Robert?
One question, the trim around the windows, is that gonna be wood or AZAC?
Wood.
Gonna be wood.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no further questions.
Okay. Sam?
I tried to find this. I found it very difficult to even see from the road. Maybe in the wintertime we could see more of it, but I have no questions. I think the owner has sufficient. It sounds like he has sufficient care for the house that he will make the proper decisions here. One thing I would recommend, you get a house number out on the street.
Yes.
I couldn't find that.
Yeah, I just have something spray painted right now, but I was gonna look into if I can get a mailbox.
Very good.
So, yes, sir.
Ambulance won't know where to find you.
Yes, sir.
The street number.
Yeah, the fire department will be looking for you.
Yes, we'll be good.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin, all my questions have been asked and answered. Thank you very much.
I think this is nothing but an improvement, so anyways. All right. Do we have a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 20-085 Grat Ventures, care of Tim McElroy, application to replace doors and windows on the dwelling located at 2388 Main Street as presented.
Darcy Sequin seconds the motion.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. All right, any further discussion about anybody? Steve?
No further questions.
Doug?
No further questions.
Bob?
No further questions.
Sam?
No further question.
Darcy?
No further questions.
No, do I? Okay. So, ready to vote?
Yes.
Steve?
Steve votes to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Robert?
Bob Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Strebert approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
As does Dan Silver. Very good, excellent, thank you. Good luck with that. I'm anxious to see that when it's done.
Thank you very much.
All right, Sam, what does that leave us with? Administrative approvals?
Administrative approval and exemption. 20-082 Robert Baker. Application for administrative approval to replace the roof on a portion of the structure located at 2597 Main Street.
All right, Sarah, who did we have for that?
This is Bob Burns. I was there.
Yeah, Darcy too.
Bob and Darcy, okay, very good, excellent. All righty then, do we have a motion?
Doug Grattan will make a motion for application 20-082 Robert Baker, application for administrative approval to replace the roof on a portion of the structure located at 2597 Main Street as presented.
Okay, so this is a motion to ratify the administrative approval. All right, very good. Do we have a second?
Darcy Sequin seconds the motion.
All righty. I don't think anybody has any further questions, right? Steve? Doug?
No, no.
No.
Okay, neither do I. All right. We'll vote. Steve?
I vote to approve.
Doug?
Doug Grattan votes to approve.
Robert?
Burns approves.
Sam?
Sam Stryber approves.
Darcy?
Darcy Sequin approves.
As does Dan Silver. So we're all set there. So we got through that, folks. We have no other business outside of any public comments. I don't think there's anybody out there. Is there, Sarah?
I do not believe so.
Okay, how are we doing for the next meeting?
We have 4, possibly 5 new applications and 4 or 5 admin approvals as well.
Wow. And then we have Paige coming back, right?
And we'll have Pates coming back, yes.
Okay, very good. All righty. So, folks, you know what you're up against. All right, you know what's next. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Doug Grattan will second.
All right, motion been made and seconded. All right, Steve?
Steve votes to adjourn.
Doug?
Doug votes to adjourn.
All right, Robert?
Burns votes to adjourn.
Sam?
Sam Stryber votes to adjourn.
And Darcy?
Darcy Sequin votes to approve, to adjourn.
As does Dan Silver. I also vote to adjourn. Folks, you did a wonderful job with these meetings. We're really happy. Very proud of you.
Thank you, everyone.
We are officially adjourned at 5:33 p.m.